Organisation charts. Where do you start and where do you end? Why do you have an organisation chart? How can you use an organisation? Where will an organisation chart help you make more money in your business? Come have a look at this example here, and hopefully I will unclutter some of the myths surrounding how useful a simple back of a cigarette packet paper type organisation chart could be for your business. So come with me and have a look at this. What we've got here is a company called ABC. Now this is a typical motor mechanic business, and the typical motor mechanic business has got Gavin Smith, who's the managing director of the business. Now Gavin doesn't do a lot, he's a pretty lazy bum, so he gets paid a salary of, let's say, $80,000. So that's an expense that we show in red because it's an expense to the business, and expenses aren't good things. We want to get rid of expenses and we want things that are going to be in blue, because blue is income producing. Now we've got an accountant down here. Now the accountant comes into the business 3 or 4 times a week, and that accountant is costing us, let's say, $60,000 of expenses per year. So we're using the organisation chart to map out in red the non-fee earners, and we're using the people in blue who are fee earners. And blue is good because blue makes us money. Now the accounts department might cost us $40,000, and we might have a receptionist that's helping out in the business, and they might cost us $30,000. So when you start adding these things up, we've got 30 and 40 and 60, and that's 120 plus 80. We're starting to talk well over $200,000 of red. We also happen to have a service manager here, and that service manager might be on $80,000 as well, because he's really good at his job and he's providing the ability for us to book cars in and get the work into the business, and it flows through. Now we've got this person here called Jay Smithson. Doesn't matter what their name is, they happen to be a leading hand. But one of the good things about this person here is that they are supervising the 2 trades assistant, and the service manager is feeding the work through to the mechanic, but they have a bit of a joint authority over that one person. Now Jay Smithson has an expense. Now what I would suggest here is, let's say we show the $60,000. That's the expense. We'll show the trades assistant as $30,000 as an expense. We'll show the other trades assistant as, let's say, $30,000. We'll show this motor mechanic who's producing income as an expense, and that income for him, let's say, again, is $60,000. Or if we wanted to change it just to be different from that one there, we could make that $50,000. And that's pretty much our organisation chart. But what we need to look at this thing now is ask ourselves some more questions. And the questions would be, this Smithson needs to be returning us 3 times, that's 3 times whatever anybody costs us. So if you've got a business, when you are spending $1, you want to be getting at least $3 back from what you're spending. So in this example here, 3 times 60,000, 3 6s are 18. It's 180 grand. So we want to see this person here invoicing out 180,000. 3 times 3 is $90,000. So we want to see this person here contributing $90,000 somewhere within the system. Has to be coming back into the owners. Trades assistant, again, that's another $90,000 that we want to see being invoiced out. This motor mechanic here is costing us $50,000. 3 times $50,000 is $150. So we want to see this person here generating $150,000 on invoices per year. Now this leaves us with a service manager, and this is some of the things that I'd commend to you. In some motor mechanic workshops, the service manager is not actually invoiced out onto a job. And I don't like that. That's not good. So what we want to do here is we want to change the way this looks. So we want to change it from being a red box to being a blue box. And we put in here service manager. And he's still going to cost us, let's say, $80,000 a year. But in this example here, what we want to do now is say, well, how can we, and this is the great questions we need to be asking about our business all the time, is how can we do things better? So in this example here, it's costing $80,000 to the owners of the company, but what if we could put his time onto a timesheet? So we take this guy's salary here, or this female salary here, $80,000, 3/8 are 24, so we want to see $240,000 on timesheets. Now, how do we get that $240,000 on a timesheet? Well, what we could do is every job that comes in through the system, we just add half an hour of his time to each job. Or we simply divide that $240,000 into the jobs we've got coming into the workshop each week. And that then gives us how much admin cost needs to be added into each job that's coming in to be booked into the business. So I hope that this is starting to make a little bit of sense. Now, on my website, there's a tool like that, which will give you an idea of what this thing looks like in the end. It's just an organisation chart. What I would be strongly recommending with this one here is don't leave this sort of thing lying around. Under the privacy rules, you're not allowed to share information about your staff with other people who don't need to see it. So that is Freedom of Information Act. Please don't leave this stuff lying around. It is very, very sensitive. And it could come back to that you'd get a lot of upset employees if everybody knew what everybody else is getting paid. So this is a tool that I use with my clients. I hope it works for you. If you have any questions, please send me an email.